this video, we're going to check out the Polyend Play Plus. Just going to look into the ACD synth. We're just going to learn how to program it from the parameters. So let's start a new pattern, pushing the knob, File, New Project. Let's switch to the synth view, Shift Patterns, Audio MIDI. Press the sample knob here. It says here what synth we're in. So I'm going to push in. We're going to change it. I'm going to go down to Synths, Synth 1, Model. We're going to bring it up to ACD. We're going to press back, Polyphonies 3. We can turn the gain up. Now we can go to Edit Patch. We went over this in the last video, but we're just going to go into detail. We're going to look through all of the parameters here on this synth engine. So let's switch to the keyboard view. So press View. So that's the default initialization. Now here we see oscillator. So all of these parameters will change the sound that we hear. It's like the core of the sound. So we have the saw mix. It's at 100 right now. So if I click in and turn, you can hear it goes down. So let's actually turn it all the way down. Go back. We have square mix. Let's turn that up. So you can hear the different wave. We can just bring up saw mix. Next we have submix. So if I go in here, you can hear a lower tone as well. We can also add noise to the mix. Now this is pulse width. So if I change this, we're going to hear the square wave change. It's kind of subtle. You can hear it. A lot of different tones here. Now here we see sub mode. So that sub, let's just turn it all the way up. Now it's on -1 octave down square. Now 1 octave pulse. Triangle. Then it goes 2 octaves down. Square, pulse, and triangle. Next, this is pitch LFO. So down in the menu, there's an LFO, which we can change. But let's go into here. Go into the positive. You can hear it. The higher we go, the more the pitch is being affected. So if you want it more musical, maybe have it lower. Let's go higher. So let's go down to LFO. So we're going to just go down. We're going to look for modulation. So there's modulation. Now we see an envelope. So right under release is frequency. So that's a frequency of the LFO, or how fast it goes. So let's turn it up. You can hear it. The pitch being affected faster or slower. You can also change the waveform. So right now it's a sine wave. You can change it to triangle. Ramp up, ramp down, square, or random, SNH. So let's sample and hold. So we also can change the LFO retrigger. It's on free running. Can change it to one shot, trigger every time we press a note, or just note. Let's go all the way back up. So that was pitch LFO. Now here we have pulse width envelope. Let's go into the positive. So we can hear the actual square wave pulse width is being affected. So if I turn it down, just the pulse width itself. So it really changes the sound there. Let's turn that to 0. Now go to pulse width LFO. You can hear that changing with that LFO. Okay, let's say I want to apply the pulse width envelope to a macro. Let's scroll all the way down until you see macros. Okay, so the first one is attack. That would be this knob, sample attack, it says. So let's click in. Now it has a name. Let's change it. Let's do auto name, shallow control, extra small hospital, grati friction, broad kitty. Let's name it that. Confirm. Now it says bipolar. Let's turn that off. So we want it to start at 0 and then go up. Parameter 1 Now we can change it to any of the synth parameters. So let's see here. We're going to turn that to oscillator pulse width envelope. Now let's press back. You can see the amount is set to 1. Let's add some notes here. Let's press play. Let's make sure it's selected. Now we're going to go to that fader. Now it's called Broad Kitty. There's off. Let's turn it up. And that's the envelope affecting the pulse width. So let's go to modulation and change the attack and see what it sounds like. So you can hear that it's affecting things differently. So let's actually go back to Broad Kitty. Let's change parameter 2. So that's right now is mod attack. So I can switch it and hear what it does. Now I can automate that as well now that it's a macro. Really high up here, just choose a couple notes, turn it down. You can just hear the variations here. So that's just one example of something we can do here. We have all these macros. So the thing is, there's decay and release, for example. Now that we're really going to want to use normally, but you have to kind of sacrifice things and switch things up, and you can experiment with all these different knobs. So now we're in filter. So we have cutoff. So right now it's set to 400 Hertz. Let's turn it down. You can hear it's still being affected by the envelope. So all the way down here. So let's go back and change the envelope amount. It's 14. Let's go all the way down to 0. Now we can't hear anything. So now let's go back to cutoff. Again, this is the bass sound that we're programming. So as we turn it up, we can hear, there we go. We have resonance. Automatically it's set to 50, so I can turn that down. Let's add some effects here, some delay, some reverb. Let's go in the master effects, change the reverb to uncharted, back out. Let's put in some notes. Now, I want to select this, track length, and turn it down right to here. So track length is 8 now. We're going to make it 1/2 speed. Press play. So let's go back in and edit more settings. So let's turn submix down a little bit. Let's turn saw up a little, square down a little. And let's hear how that sounds. Okay. You can back out, go to the knob, change resonance here. As long as it's selected, it's going to change it. And again, we can play around by selecting notes, changing, say, the filter. It gives us a little motion. And also live record. You can see as it's playing the notes, you can see the values I programmed into it. There it is. When I turn off live record, it just stops. Let's press note. Hold down shift. Let's go down an octave. Let's go back into the synth editor. So there's a lot of different types of filters. So right now it's low pass SVF. Go to the left, 12 decibels, 24, and low pass RD3. Each one sounds different. Let's turn up the resonance. So I can really hear a different tone here. Let's switch to 12 decibels. Hear the difference. 24 decibels. Let's see what else we have here. So envelope amount on the filter. You can turn that up or down. Or it's also a macro. So it's right here. So you have to be in the overdrive view. Let's live record. And we can see all the values that I just recorded into it. Now here we have decay release. What I want to do is program that in. So if we have a strange decay release live recording, it changes some of the notes. So let's try this. Turn that down, turn this up, etc. Just see what happens. Let's go back in. So we see note tracking, that's 100. LFO amount, I can apply the LFO to the filter as well. Let's turn it way up on that. So it really messes up the sound. If it messes up the sound, let's turn it down a little. Now amplifier, we have attack, decay, sustain, release. So let's actually turn up release, turn up decay. Now here, let's just reset all that. Now it's just going to play it through. Let's choose note, go down an octave. Switch out from the filter, turn it down a little. Envelope amount, let's turn that down actually. Let's turn that filter down, resonance down. Now here we have a voice glide mode, so it's always overlap legato or legato O. So let's just turn it up a little. Turn it up. Be really long, really short glide time. Let's keep it down a little bit. Change the volume. So let's experiment with the macros here. So decay release, let's change that. So let's see let's rename it to something crazy. So here's the name, let's just auto name Fuzzy Discovery, let's call it that. So we just actually have to go back up here, amplifier. Let's turn down that release. Turn decay down. And we're going to go back into here. And let's change the parameter. Filter LFO amount. Might be a little crazy. Maybe the cutoff. And then we'll change this to oscillator pitch LFO. So now this macro, let's just program something into it. Let's copy that, paste here. Let's make the notes an octave up. Let's move the notes. Let's take these, micro move them this way. Micro move those that way. Now let's change the chance here. Turn up the filter. Let's change the track speed, make it faster. Turn up the volume. Let's make all these notes lower. Go back into the synth engine. Turn down the reverb a little so we can hear more of the synth. Turn down sub and saw. Let's turn down the pulse width. Turn down the glide time. Let's make the notes go down an octave. So I made another couple of patterns here, so let's just press play. So it's using that same synth patch we're using. We can go into it, see what's going on. Let's turn up the submix a little. Let's turn up the saw. Turn down the pulse width. What I want to do is mellow down this LFO mount. Let's add this. Turn down the sub. Let's turn on the square. Turn up the saw. Let's add this. Solo it. Sustain out. Turn on the filter. Let's just go in here, turn the velocity down. Let's go to note, shift, turn down. Turn up the filter. Add some delay. Change the chance, make it lower. Turn up the envelope, the filter. Let's copy it, paste it down here. Let's move them. Octave higher, turn down the chance. Let's go to all these, turn down the filter. Turn up resonance. Down more, envelope down. Let's move. Let's choose random ones, move that. Choose other ones, move those. Bring that up an octave. Change the filter. Turn up the envelope. Turn the filter all the way down. Randomize things too, so let's turn that up. It changes the filter. Let's do the play mode. Go with the note, transpose it. Turn up the reverb.